Prepare to witness the triumphant return of Newcastle United to the Champions League after 2 decades in the shadows.
You serious?
In a group teeming with powerhouses in a high-stakes battle where every point is a precious gem, AC Milan dominated the match, fueled by a roaring home crowd. Newcastle defenders risked it all, making jaw-dropping clearances, crucial blocks, and displaying unwavering bravery. It was a defensive masterclass that left fans in awe and opponents stunned. Their unwavering resilience earned them a hard-fought point and a spotless clean sheet in the group of death. Today, we uncover the secret weapons that propelled Newcastle to victory, delve into the midfield tactical puzzle, and discover how a 19-year-old Newcastle United sensation is taking the Champions League by storm. Brace yourselves as we break it all down and reveal the 5 invaluable lessons from the epic clash between AC Milan and Newcastle United. Starting off with the Nick Pope masterclass. Although Milan had 25 shots, 19 more shots than Newcastle, 8 more shots on target, and an XG of 2.08 that ended 1.89 higher than the Premier League side, they had nothing to show for it. It didn't require a genius to understand why Newcastle focused on absolute organization in their final training session before this crucial game. However, they were immediately thrust into a high-pressure situation, as seen by the wave after wave of AC Milan attack, and it was Nick Pope who emerged as their savior. In a remarkable sequence of events early in the first half, Pope made 5 crucial saves in as many minutes, thwarting the likes of Tommaso Pobega, Samu Chukwueze, Olivier Giroud, Rad Krunic, and finally, Theo Hernandez. It was a resounding response to Gareth Southgate's decision to exclude Pope from the England squad, leaving no doubt about his abilities. His performance between the posts for the Magpies was nothing short of unbelievable. Nick Pope proved his worth and in a mesmerizing display that left fans and pundits alike in awe.
Hero of the night, Nick Pope, who could have a busy night next time out because Newcastle are going to be hosting Paris Saint-Germain, who we'll be seeing in action very, very shortly. But what a performance from him, James.
Yeah, magnificent. And talk about San Siro, really difficult place for any player, particularly someone between the sticks. Talk about Gigi Donnarumma, the mettle of the man, to come through as a 16-year-old and prove himself there. That's why he's the starting goalkeeper for Italy. So for Nick Pope to do that on his first Champions League appearance, I think there are 5 players in that Newcastle lineup who were making their debuts in this competition tonight to show that kind of composure, to keep his side in it when they came over under so much pressure. I know Eddie Howe was keen to praise his back 4 for how they put their bodies on the line, how they defended collectively, but time and time again, Milan breached that Newcastle back line, and ultimately he was the one who kept them in it, along with Milan's decision-making. But full credit to Pope. Magnificent performance.
Throughout the match, Pope provided the steadiness and assurance that his team desperately needed. AC Milan relentlessly bombarded his goal with 25 shots, yet Pope showcased his brilliance with a series of superb stops in both halves. Just look at his heat map. Some may argue that Newcastle rode their luck in the San Siro, but as Eddie Howe said, "I don't think we were lucky, that's not right. I think some of our defensive play was superb and Nick Pope was outstanding. He was a giant for us tonight, but I think he has been ever since he signed. He's been an incredible shot-stopper personality. Everything is top drawer about Nick, and he's so important to us when he plays like that. He's a very tough man to score against, and we're going to need him in this competition."
I feel like if you can keep it to a 0, you give yourself a great chance in the game, give you know, not only for a result, but just to grow in the game in itself and, create chances of your own. So, yeah, obviously it kept busy a little bit, but the boys done tremendously well, helping me out as well.
On the next thing, and that is Trippier is world class. From the very moment the whistle blew, it became evident that Trippier was destined for greatness. On the auspicious occasion of his birthday, he delivered a captain's performance that left us all in awe. Throughout the evening, Trippier exuded a remarkable sense of composure, becoming the epitome of a true leader. With his seasoned experience at this level, he effortlessly showcased his expertise, leaving an indelible mark on the game. Trippier's presence on the field was a calming force amidst the storm. He valiantly sought to quell the relentless energy of the formidable Howe, displaying an unwavering determination. A testament to his skill and vision, he masterfully executed a couple of exquisite passes, one of which unleashed Longstaff on a thrilling run that resulted in a magnificent dive by the midfielder. Kieran Trippier had more touches, 84, attempted and completed more passes, 60 and 54, and one possession from the opponent, 8, more often than any other in the match. His calculated moves proved to be a game-changer, inspiring his teammates and leaving the opposition in awe of his abilities. Truly, the skipper's effort was nothing short of extraordinary. Moving on, we also need to discuss on Dan Burn, who was awarded second highest SofaScore Newcastle player match rating. Newcastle United's visit to the San Siro showcased the reasons why Eddie Howe has maintained his faith in the towering fullback, Dan Burn. The 31-year-old defender delivered a fantastic performance, supported by impressive statistics provided by SofaScore. In a crucial display, Burn proved to be a dominant force at the back, contributing significantly to Newcastle's clean sheet.
We defended really well. Let's go to get another clean sheet.
AC Milan's attackers struggled to bypass him, as reflected in his remarkable stats. Burn won an impressive 12 out of 16 duels and was beaten in the air by Milan's attackers on only 2 occasions. His defensive prowess was further highlighted by 2 blocked shots and 8 clearances, demonstrating his prioritization of solid defending over risky maneuvers in dangerous areas. For Burn, featuring in the match against AC Milan was a realization of every young footballer's dream, to play for the club they support at the highest level. However, despite his admirable performance, he only completed 19 passes throughout the 90 minutes, indicating that he does not conform to the mold of a modern left back. He may not fulfill certain criteria, such as venturing into midfield, which is often expected at other clubs for players in that position. Considering this, there arises the question of whether it is time for Eddie Howe to give Lewis Hall an opportunity in the side. Hall could potentially offer a different skill set and bring a more modern approach to the left-back position. With Burn's limitations in terms of passing and versatility, implementing a change in personnel might provide a fresh dynamic to the team. Ultimately, the decision rests with Eddie Howe, who must assess the strengths and weaknesses of both players and consider the overall tactical requirements of the team. While Dan Burn's commanding defensive display against AC Milan showcased his value, the potential inclusion of Lewis Hall could introduce a new dimension to Newcastle's play from the left-back position. Then moving on to Newcastle midfield conundrum. Sandro Tonali's struggles in his new home at Newcastle have become evident, and Eddie Howe faces the challenge of figuring out how to get the best out of him. Despite flashes of brilliance, Tonali is still searching for his form and adapting to the Premier League, leaving Howe to ponder his role in the team. The Champions League match at the San Siro was expected to be Tonali's stage to shine. Having previously excelled in such conditions and leading his former club to the semi-finals last season, the stage was set for him to make an impact. However, his performance was subdued, lacking the energy and cunning expected from him. He was substituted on 72 minutes, perhaps due to fatigue or the weight of the occasion. Now, Howe faces a selection dilemma. Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes, both signed to strengthen the midfield, have not been effective together. Surprisingly, it was Sean Longstaff who outperformed both players in the match at San Siro. As a unit, the midfield is not functioning, and the team has struggled to replicate their strong start to the season. Tonali and Guimaraes were expected to form a formidable partnership, but it has yet to materialize. Howe has persisted with Guimaraes as the central figure in a midfield trio, but this leaves gaps behind that Tonali does not seem inclined to fill. The match against AC Milan highlighted instances where Ruben Loftus-Cheek exploited the space left by Newcastle's midfield, prompting discussions on and off the pitch about Tonali's defensive responsibilities. The manager must now determine the best way to utilize a player who was signed for £52 million and has shown the potential to make a significant impact. Howe was captivated by Tonali's performances for Milan, which led to him becoming the top target in the summer transfer window. However, it seems that a part of Tonali's heart remains at the San Siro, as he recently admitted feeling lost and struggling to find his place in his new home.
Are you sure about that?
In the pitch, everything changes when you switch from the Italian Championship to the Premier League. So at the beginning I was kind of lost and I received so much help by everybody and under every aspect: language, sports, tactic, and so on and so forth.
The conundrum for Howe lies in finding Tonali's ideal position within the team. Against AC Milan, he was deployed on the left side of midfield, a role that doesn't necessarily suit his strengths. Tonali is a talented and elegant player, but Newcastle needed someone with a commanding presence this summer, not just a player who adds decorative touches. Tonali must discover his authority and assertiveness at Newcastle. Understanding when to cover for Guimaraes, when to drop alongside him, and when to support attacks requires time and experience. Longstaff has developed that understanding over the past 18 months, making it unfair to expect Tonali to grasp it immediately. As such, patience and guidance will be crucial in helping Tonali find his place and reach his full potential at Newcastle. Then finally, Yankuba Minta's Champions League debut for Newcastle United on loan at Feyenoord proved to be a dream come true for the young striker. Since joining Feyenoord as an 18-year-old on a one-year loan deal, Minte has been impressive and is establishing himself as a rising star under Eddie Howe's management. Prior to Tuesday night's match, Minte had already showcased his talent, scoring 3 goals and providing 1 assist in just 202 minutes of play for both his club and country. Notably, he scored a crucial goal for Gambia on his international debut, which secured their qualification for the AFCON finals. Furthermore, Minte made an immediate impact as a substitute for Feyenoord in their 6-1 victory against Heerenveen, scoring a goal and assisting another within 11 minutes. The magnitude of Minta's achievements reached new heights in Feyenoord's Champions League group stage opener against Celtic at a packed De Kuip Stadium. Manager Arne Slot demonstrated his trust in the young Newcastle United loanee by starting him as the main striker, a departure from his usual position on the wing. Minte rose to the occasion, displaying a lively performance and showing no signs of being overwhelmed. His efforts included a shot that was tipped over the bar by Celtic goalkeeper Joe Hart. After 68 minutes on the pitch, Minte was substituted, having played a significant role in Feyenoord's commanding 1-0 lead. Celtic had lost 2 players to red cards, leaving them with only 9 men for the final 22 minutes against Minte's teammates. The match ended with a 2-0 victory for Feyenoord, although Celtic was fortunate not to suffer a heavier defeat due to some questionable officiating decisions. Minte, who won't turn 20 until the following July, is proving to be an exciting prospect for Newcastle United. His performances at Feyenoord have garnered attention, and he has quickly become a favorite among the fans in Rotterdam. It will be interesting to see what more he can accomplish throughout the season, as Minte continues to make a strong impression and seize opportunities to showcase his talent. In other news, in a hotly contested race, talented winger Trevon Sanusi, born in 2007, has made a remarkable move from Birmingham City to Newcastle. More than 5 clubs were vying for his signature, but Newcastle emerged victorious, securing his services. Then in a recent update, Eddie Howe has shedded light on JoelInton's situation after the Brazilian forward missed consecutive matches due to a knee problem. While acknowledging his absence in the Champions League fixture against AC Milan, Howe remained optimistic, stating that the injury is not severe and expects JoelInton to return to action soon. Despite missing his ball-winning abilities and physical presence, the manager believes it won't be long before the influential player is back to full fitness. JoelInton sought the expertise of a knee specialist in Barcelona, and although he is not yet back in Tyneside, there are hopes for an earlier-than-expected comeback. And finally, did you know of JoelInton's resurgence and the hidden truths?
I don't know.
Click the video on screen to find out.
Do it! Just do it!